Hi, everybody. This is Paulo Abalera, Bitcoin Yoda, coming at you live with an exclusive ZarFund interview with none other than our ZarFund founder, all the way from South Africa, Hannes Jordaan. So everybody, please give him a round of applause. We have quite a few attendees today. We're very, very excited and very, very thankful, Hannes, that you took the time to meet with us and answer some of our questions. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up now so that we can see you. 1 second, let me just make sure that we can see you. Hannes, I don't know if your video is up.
Thank you.
There you go. So Hannes, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and tell us what's ZarFund, and more importantly, why did you start ZarFund?
Well, ZarFund, the idea for ZarFund came when I was involved in some other programs, similar gifting programs, and I was looking at the model and I saw it's got a lot of potential. And but I also saw that there was a couple of things that I would have changed if I had a program like that. So what I did then was to figure out how to solve all those nitty problems, and came up with the idea of ZarFund. Now, I hope to think, well, I think it's fairly unique concept, and it might be just as well be one of the first of its kind, where we actually only do transactions and automate accepting donations to the platform. But yeah, it's the basics of trying to, and the reason why I developed ZarFund was to give people a platform where they themselves, they don't need to be dependent on anybody else, but they themselves would be in charge by promoting and getting people in to follow them in the program, and that way they're not dependent on the program or dependent on a program manager or owner. It's totally dependent on the members if they attain success in the program. And so I wanted to generate or develop it so that it is as hands-off as possible, so the members are in control of what they are able to generate through the program. So yeah, that's the basics behind ZarFund and how it operates. And the big reason was that people should be able to take control of their own lives and not be dependent on a program to provide the means, but that they can actually use a platform and be in control of that platform and to generate what they need to generate.
Awesome. That's a very, very good explanation. Could you tell us a little bit about what makes this unique in the sense that you're using Bitcoin? I guess why Bitcoin? Why not using PayPal or any other types of fiat currency? Why did you choose to use Bitcoin for the program?
Okay. You broke up a bit there, but I think I got the gist of what you were asking.
Why Bitcoin? Why Bitcoin?
The ZarFund name actually originated when I was on these other platforms. I thought, let me get something going for our local South African market. And initially I thought of using the South African rand, the ZAR, that's where the ZAR comes from, as the means of members donating to each other. But since we have a lot of problems locally with the banks and people's accounts getting blocked and frozen and closed because of large amounts going through those accounts, I thought, listen, I need to rethink that strategy and open it up to actually accept Bitcoins. So I changed it to Bitcoin, but the name was already registered, the domain, etc. And I thought that I can just keep it like that. It's not going to make much of a difference. But yeah, the big change came when I decided, listen, let's go with Bitcoin, because it's an emerging technology. There's still a lot of people that don't know about Bitcoin, and rather use the platform to start promoting and educating others to jump on board on Bitcoin. Because to the Bitcoin community, the more people we have trading in Bitcoin, the healthier the community gets, and the more the value of Bitcoin will go up, as more and more people want Bitcoin, and simply because there's a limited amount of Bitcoin, so the value will rise by using Bitcoin. So yeah, to me it was the only way. I knew I would miss a huge chunk of the market if I only used Bitcoin, but that wasn't a concern to me. I wanted to push people to accept Bitcoin and start using Bitcoin and get educated, because from a personal view, I think Bitcoin is the future of internet money. And why battle with banks and centralized entities that control and manipulate the market, while Bitcoin gives you much more freedom in the market to use. So yeah, that was the basic and the main reason behind getting on board with Bitcoin in the program.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I know that there's still quite a few people that are not familiar with Bitcoin yet. So I think this would be a good tool to get people introduced to it. Suzanne, I know you had a question also.
Sure. Hi, Hannes. Hi. On an individual level as well as maybe a global level, why do you recommend that people should be a part of ZarFund?
Well, I made the program to be as easy as possible for anybody to do. It doesn't matter where they are, what their economic standing is, or social skills. On average, any person can get someone. For example, if I go and watch a movie and I like the movie, there's the great possibility that I would talk to at least two of my friends and tell them about the movie that I watched. And the reality is then they would be interested in watching that same movie. And even you will get, depending on the setting, if I tell someone about something that excited me or excites me, that I believe in or like or love or like to share, then a lot of people will jump on and follow me in that. With ZarFund, I wanted to be very, very easy for people. This is a very easy program in the sense that you need less than $20 worth of Bitcoin to get started. And that's the only money that you ever need to take out of your pocket. That's the only money. Every other money that comes into you through donations, you'll be able to use to grow and increase and grow to bigger levels so that you can earn more through donations. So the price was very important to me. Another thing was that it should be easy to promote. So that's why I even went for below average statistics, so that you only need two people to get this program running and working for you. And then in turn, you can help those two again to get there too. And sometimes guidance is needed there to help people that's not even on the average board or the average level, to help them. And some leaders can get hundreds of people in, and that's been shown in the program. But those two are the main issues that I wanted to solve with the program, was low entry and easy to promote. And then obviously I didn't want any third parties to control how the program operates and how it can benefit members. And that's why I stuck with Bitcoin, so that we don't have a centralized control over what happens and how people can use the program for their benefit.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome. Awesome. I know Jeff had a question as well.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Jeff.
All right, great.
Yep.
So first and foremost, I just want to thank Hannes for creating such an amazing opportunity for everyone, because I just know that this is going to, change a lot of people's lives. And, you did a really great job with the platform. So just want to thank you for that. My question really is just to kind of piggyback off what you just said on the promoting there. How do you think, people should be promoting? What's the best way do you think this program should be promoted? And what other methods, besides obviously like things like social media, do you recommend people doing for promotion of ZarFund?
Okay, in the program, we do have promotional material in the form of presentations. There's some graphics, there's banners, etc. And every member has their own referral link. But I tend to advise people to always do an indirect approach when they try to get people on board with ZarFund, for example. And it's basically for any program. And that is the indirect approaches. People notice, and they took notice of Bitcoin. There's still a lot of people that don't know anything about Bitcoin. But then there are people that's interested. And so even those that haven't heard about Bitcoin, once they start hearing about it and they hear about the advantages of starting to use Bitcoin, then they start to get interested. So I put a lot of focus when I try and approach people. I don't put the focus on ZarFund. I don't put the focus at all on ZarFund. I don't use the ZarFund graphics. That's not the way I do it. I would advise people to rather use the indirect approach and say, listen, talk to people regarding Bitcoin. And once they get on board with Bitcoin, then you can say, hey, but there's the way that you can start earning money through Bitcoin, where you can involve two friends and help them again to involve other friends, and that way you can get people into ZarFund. It's by use the indirect approach, get them to understand and learn and get acquainted with Bitcoin and how the blockchain works and the whole system and the process. ZarFund is very, very much into educating people regarding Bitcoins. And that's part of what we want to do, want established in the market, is say, listen, here's a platform. Yes, you can make money with it. You can get donations flowing through you and give donations. But one of the main aims of ZarFund would be to educate people regarding Bitcoin. In the end, we'll get much more benefit from educating people with the new technology that's available and the beneficial advantages from Bitcoin as such. And that's why I always use the indirect approach, try and get people on board with Bitcoin. And when they start showing interest with Bitcoin, regarding Bitcoin, then I tell them, listen, you can make a great extra income through a program that operates strictly with Bitcoin. So that's the approach I take, and I advise members to take to get people involved. Because then the focus isn't on the program. The focus still stays on Bitcoin and using the program, what it's meant for, as an opportunity to generate income.
Great.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Hey,
So, just sorry about that, Paulo. I just also one more thing is, when we talk about promoting ZarFund in the back office and things like that, we have banners, we have referral links. Is there any plans in the future of maybe setting up some kind of like a marketing system, like maybe like for emails, maybe autoresponders, things like that, that would kind of maybe let us, I guess, contact our referrals and our downlines a little bit more easier? in terms of communicating things to them, because, obviously we want them to, be reminded of things like upgrading, and, people are just getting on, upgrading to the first stage, first of all, and then also upgrading to later stages. We'd like to be able to streamline that and kind of have a little bit of an easier time, getting to our teams. Is there anything in the works for that?
Yes, good question. So the most important thing in the program is for members to actually focus on what will bring them income. And that is recruiting. That is telling other people about the opportunity. So the management side, the logistics of the site, there's definitely plans to increase or to take over a lot of those manual processes, to have it automated in the system. I actually, just before the call, I was busy with the programmer and discussing on autoresponder messages, emails, that we want new members and even current members to receive regarding where they are in the program and what the next step they need to do or to follow to progress in the program. Another thing that we are focusing on is to give visual cues on the program, like a timer that will tell people, listen, you now have received enough donations to upgrade to the next level. You have, so for example, 48 hours to do your upgrade, to take advantage of the next level, the income that you can get. If you don't, then you will miss out on donations flowing to you simply because you're not on the level to receive those donations. So yeah, the visual cues is very important to me to get people, get with the program. Do what the program requires you. Once you receive 2 donations, it's time to upgrade to the next level. And the primary reason for that is if I get a lot of people that complain that they got skipped. And the reason for that is, listen, you were sleeping. You didn't upgrade. And that's why you missed out on donations. And we don't want people to miss out on donations. That's the reason why they joined. So it's important that they do stick with the program and the dynamics in the program. And one of those is once you receive 2 donations, it's time for you to upgrade because you've received enough to upgrade. Any other money donations coming in will obviously be money that you can take home. You can use for whatever you want to use those funds for.
Awesome. Very, very exciting. I hope to see that soon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, those are the next items on the list. I've got quite a few items on the list, and those are basically the most important because that will ensure the progress of the program. We just on the edge of the first month, and those things are vitally important for people because now they wonder, okay, what's next? We've cleared our first hurdle, we've got our first month in, but there's the sustainability, and those 2 factors do play a big role in the sustainability of members that join you and how they will progress in the program. So yeah, they're vitally important to me.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people have so far, that I've followed up with. It wasn't until I followed up with them that they actually knew that they had to upgrade or they had to, move on to the next step. So that's definitely some great improvements that we're looking forward to. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I completely agree with what Jeff said. I mean, a lot of us are having to go in and email a lot of the people in our teams to let them know, hey, it's time to upgrade because you're leaving money on the table. So thanks for addressing that, Hannes. But I want to get real serious for a second here because a lot of us are here in America, and there are some legalities when it comes to programs like this. And so, there are some of the detractors out there that would say that this is a Ponzi or it's a scam. I know in my heart that it's not because, first of all, the money, the Bitcoin that we're sending is not going and staying in the ZarFund program. Like a lot of the programs out there, it goes directly to your sponsor. But could you touch on the legalities of this being, you know, sort of a gifting program, and how this is not a Ponzi scheme or a scam. Let's address that to the people that are thinking that way. And I know you have some sneak preview stuff that you're going to be introducing, but can you touch base on that really quick?
Sure, thanks, Paolo. Thank you for asking that question. It's a question that's very close to my heart in helping people to understand what ZarFund is regarding that. And there's no way, in no shape or form, that ZarFund is a Ponzi or a pyramid scheme. And the reason is, the biggest reason, and that's why how it is in my mind. ZarFund is simply a platform. There's no fees involved. None of those fees, there's no fees. There's nothing coming to me. Personally, I'm one of the members in ZarFund, like anybody else. I use the platform, and the design of the platform was that anybody of any social standing or wherever they are in the world will be able to use this platform to give and receive donations. That's all it is. It's not a company. It's not a legal entity. It's simply a program. It's like taking Word and you use it to type letters. That's what Word is for. If you take Excel, you want to count numbers, then that's what you use it for. Now, this is just simply a program, a platform where you can give and receive donations, instructed in a different way. But now, to address the legality for some countries, they want to, well, it's been thrown around that you need to have a product, or you need to have a service, or you need to have something, because people can't fathom that you can just give and receive money. Something must be amiss, something must be wrong for people to just give or receive money. Now, we want to address that, and what I have in mind in future is to include a service, and that I hope to have that ready before the end of the month. To have a service that's available to members, but also some products. And again, you won't be paying extra. And again, I'm not charging for these, ebooks or whatever we're going to put on as products. But, and the main aim for that is that, listen, if you want the program to be legal for you, and you need to have products for it to be able to be legal for you, then we can add those products, and you can, with a clear conscience, know that, hey, now you receive for the donations that you give, doesn't matter to whoever, you will receive compensation in a way that you can now download products like ebooks, etc., that you can use. I'm not going to tell you about the service yet, because that's not finalized yet, but there's a great service coming that members can take part in, and it will be able to increase their income with that service. So again, it's adding more benefits to the program, but also in the same way we try to help people to make it legal for themselves in whichever country they are, wherever that might be an issue. So yeah, it's vitally important to me to stay above board with what we have developed here, and to also be adaptable. The program needs to adapt with the changes. If we don't adapt with the market and what the market wants and requests, then we'll die out. And I'm not one for that. I want ZarFund to be here for many, many years and change hundreds and thousands of lives for the better. That's my aim with ZarFund. So whatever I need to do from my side to make members happy in the program and to make it legal for some parts of the world where it might not be legal because of certain restrictions, then I endeavor to make sure that we don't exclude those members from benefiting from the program.
Awesome. Yeah, you know, thank you for that answer. I know that a lot of us here just got started with ZarFund. I mean, I joined 12 days ago and it's very profitable already. You know, I think a lot of us here can attest to that. And just in the short time frame that we've been involved, we've already seen a lot of good, positive changes that have been helping us. So we're very excited, very thankful for that, Hannes. Thank you very, very much. I did want to ask a quick piggyback question. I know, Jeff, you have a question, but I wanted to ask this quick question. You know, you as the founder of ZarFund, Hannes, what's in it for you? Because there is no admin fee. You know, the Bitcoin that we send doesn't go to the program itself. So how do you benefit from this?
Okay, yeah. You see, when I bought the script, it cost me X amount of money. But to bring any changes and all changes to the program, it still keep costing me. It cost me more than the initial outlay. And now, to get back to your question, when the program starts, you need to have 6 levels. So if I sign up someone under me, and they pay me obviously for level 1. Okay, but above me there needs to be someone that they pay for level 2. And above that there needs to be someone that they pay for level 3. So the first 6 positions in the program belongs to me. Okay, so my first level, they will pay me for their 6 levels. My second level, they will pay me for 5 levels because they will pay me from the second level up. My third level will pay me for 3 levels because they will, well, 4 levels, because they will pay me for level 3, level 4, level 5. So the first levels, those income comes to me. That's the benefit that I have. So yes, I'm not excluded in earning in the program. I do get my share, and but yeah, and those costs help me again to pay for the programmer, pay for the servers, etc., and any other services that I'm using to keep ZarFund going strong. I increased the CPUs today, and that was quite a big jump in what I usually spend on keeping the servers updated. So yeah, all the funds that come in I use obviously for my personal use, as well as keeping and maintaining the ZarFund servers and the services available on ZarFund. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, Hannes, I want to kind of just I might ask you a little bit of a tough question here, but I want to know what your thought is on the sustainability of the system. Okay, how do we keep the system balanced? What are the things that you have in place to make sure that the system stays intact and it doesn't collapse? And what are the fail safes that you have in place, or you know, what are your strategies basically that you have in place that make sure that we can rely on ZarFund for the next you know, years to come?
Okay, good question. Now, the biggest hurdle in our way to keep ZarFund sustainable, and for people, there's a lot of people that's waiting to jump on board. I've got a lot of messages from big leaders that want to come in with their teams and jump on board, but the legalities issue is still something that keeps them at bay. So in a sustainability way, that needs to happen. We do need to include the projects that's online, that's in line to get implemented, to be enforced, so that we don't miss out on our growth. Our growth is a very good growth. We've got a very curve. The curve is a good curve for the kind of program that we're running, and the growth of our members. It's not something that's reaching a peak, or it's not a too steady climb. It's a very natural climb that we're experiencing, and I think that's because of everyone just needs to get to. So it keeps the momentum. And that's why, and if you take into consideration, we are now at 15,000, we are approaching 16,000 in our in our first month. We launched well, it's basically the 30 days. We launched on the 15th of August, and now tomorrow it will be the 15th of September, and we'll probably be close to or already reached 16,000 by then, which is to me a very sustainable number. We didn't reach 100,000 in our first month, and I didn't want that. I really didn't want us to explode from the start. I wanted the program and the leaders to focus on being very picky on who they get into the program, because the core is what will decide how long this program will run. We get the best guys in the beginning, or very good guys in at the beginning, then sustainability is ensured. So yeah, it was very important to me that we have a sustainable growth, a steady and sustainable growth. But yeah, from the longevity side of the program, we have to keep focusing on the legalities. It's a main focus at the moment, but also to have programs or processes in place like autoresponders and making it easier for people to get others on board in the program. And so that's two main focuses, the legal side, as well as tools that will enable members to be more successful in their marketing efforts.
Okay, thanks. And I just also wanted to kind of ask you a little bit about member retention and attrition, because obviously in programs like this, there's going to be some members that are going to be dropping out. Maybe they sign up and they start, but then maybe I don't know what happens, maybe they lose interest, right, in the course of a couple of weeks or a month. What are some things that are in place that will kind of keep that from, I guess maybe the system like kind of do the people move up to those levels below them, or what is the system doing now for those people that are inactive and not really doing anything? Is kind of my question.
Okay. The way I designed the system is to, when, say I sign up someone under me, and at first they were on fire, they got there too, and there's a system, or there's a matrix starting to build. Okay. Now, when that person decides, now every person pays or donates every month for every level. If you want to receive level 1 donations, then you donate up for your level 1. If you don't donate, then those 2 that were supposed to donate to you, those donations will go up to the person you were supposed to donate. So instead of they only receiving your donation, they will receive the level 1 donations from the people, because let's just try and make it easier. John is at the top, or here's John. John's got Peter under him, and John's got Mary above him. All right, John is supposed to pay Mary for level 1, and Peter is supposed to pay John for level 1. Now Peter has got his mate, let's just call her Sarah. Peter and Sarah are supposed to pay John, but now suddenly John doesn't pay Mary. And what will happen is Peter and Sarah will pay Mary. So Mary will get double pay because John didn't pay. He got skipped. He didn't follow the program to stay updated with his donations. They will still again pay Mary their level 2 donations as well, if they upgraded to level 2. So in that way, the system looks after, if someone doesn't do it, it's even better news for the upline, because then they tend to get double pay. All right. Now, obviously, above or going up, and generally now you must think of another scenario, is that generally people that reached level 3 and level 4 and level 5 and 6, they're not the ones that's going to stop, because they already are far ahead in the game. The only problem will be probably between level 1 and level 2. And the moment level 1 doesn't pay, you benefit more from your level 1s that don't pay, because the level 2s will pay you then double. Okay, and that's where the only problem lies. But I created it so that now it's actually to your benefit. I don't encourage people to do that, because everyone should receive those donations and benefit from the program. But it is structured in such a way that you won't lose out. You will only benefit from it. Even if someone doesn't pay you or donate to you from your level 1 or 2, I don't think there's going to be any problem from donations from level 3, 4 or 5. Or if there will be, it will be for a very short term, because those people are the ones that already earn substantial enough to keep their donations going. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's a very clear understanding of how that works now. And can you also kind of mention what happens when someone does forget or doesn't donate? What are the stipulations of what that member, or what happens to him? Can they come back the next month and pay, or what exactly happens to that person if they don't pay?
Okay, let me make that clear. When someone, you've got 5 days. The donation happens every 30 days. All right. So 30 days from when you started, you're going to have to donate again to your upline. But 5 days before you need to actually pay, you will have the option to pay already. So you will receive a button that goes live on your back office that shows you pay now. So you've got 5 days to pay if you missed and to pay. So what's going to happen is, if you miss out to pay, then obviously the guys under you will skip you. All right. Now, if you at some point, now you're missing one payment. All right, but now you still have the option. Listen, I've got another person that's going to pay in 2 days' time. Maybe it's a good thing for me I missed one payment, but I can get the other one and recover my funds. So what I can do now is to go ahead and donate, so that I'm caught up. I've donated, and now I will be able to receive on those levels again that I didn't donate on. And that works the same way for every level. For every level, you have 5 days to donate. If you don't donate in those 5 days, then you will get skipped once your downline from that level needs to donate to you. But at any time, if you catch up with your donation, then you can continue to receive those donations. I made it 5 days. It won't shorten the time that you need to donate. Your donation date will always be 30 days in the future. So there's no way that your donation time will shorten. But now it gives you ample of time to get your finances in order, or go and sign up another person to help you get those funds in to keep on affording your donations. And yeah, so it's going to be easy to maintain that. Now, if you do skip a donation for this month and you don't follow up and you don't pay, next month you'll have the same opportunity. If you donate, then you will always get those donations coming to you. If you don't donate, you will be skipped. Okay, and that works out like that on every single level.
All right, great. Thank you for that clarification.
Good stuff.
I think, Suzanne, your question's next, right?
Hannes, maybe you can elaborate a little bit more on what your vision is for ZarFund. I mean, where do you see this going in 6 months, a year? I mean, how big can this get?
Good question. The thing is, there's ample scope in the market for ZarFund to grow. You know, people tend to draw pyramids and say that at some point in time, it will run out of members. And that's typical of people that don't do math. You know, you need to work with the serious numbers when it comes to this. I can see ZarFund growing to 1 million, to 2 million, to 5 million, and easily still sustains itself, easily, with the number of people. And remember, there's different strategies to maintain a pyramid. Okay, let's just go there. There's strategies to maintain a pyramid, to last for basically indefinitely. And that is, one of those is that once you reach level 6 and you start getting those level 6 donations coming in, go and join again. Join again under somewhere in your matrix. Join again, because you're still earning all the money that you want in your life, but you're also sustaining and helping the system to stay sustainable. And you can start with, I mean, if you focus on getting 2 people a day, every day, you'll never run out of people. You'll never. Doesn't matter how many people are looking for others to, because people are at different stages in their lives. There are different ways. You can talk to people today and they will not be interested. 10 years from now, you might talk to the same person. He'll be more than hungry. He'll be ecstatic that you told him about this opportunity. And he would have totally forgotten 10 years from now that you even approached him about this. So why didn't you tell me about this 10 years ago? I can see this happening all over, because that's in the nature of human. we only focus, we've got a very narrow mind of focus. We think we focus on a lot of things, but we don't. You can only focus on one thing successfully. The moment you spread your focus, 50% goes one way, 50%, and it's not even that. Because when you start focusing on one thing, the focus is lost on the other. You can only do one thing. You think you're promoting 2 programs, for example. Let's say you're promoting ZarFund and another program. And it's just the way it is. People shoot themselves in the foot. Go with the other program if you need to. Leave ZarFund. Go with something else. We want committed members. If you stay committed to something and you want to reach that bracket where you aim for, then stick with what you have. Don't diversify. Don't think multiple streams of income. That's one of the biggest lies in the industry. You don't need multiple streams of income. You need one solid income. Once you have a solid income, then you can diversify, not multiply, diversify your income. And that's where you need to, again, have strategy and say, listen, where can I use these funds to bring me the best? Now that I have a vehicle that makes me money, I need to keep that money so that I don't lose it. And the way you lose money is by not having a vehicle where you structure those money to go to. For example, property. Once you start making good money in this program, I say, listen, take that money and start putting into property. Then you know you're not losing that money. It's not wasting away. You're not just keep on buying stuff and going on holidays all the time. And yeah, there's a new car and there's a new bike and there's a new whatever. That money flows. It's going to flow away. And until you learn that, listen, I make money here, but I need to structure it in a way that I can keep my money. And that's, for example, through property, one of the easiest. So the program and the growth will always be there, depending on where your focus is. And if you can, you'll never run out of people. There's no way that you can reach 7 billion people on the planet to come and join ZarFund. So there will always be more people to approach to join us in ZarFund. And in 10 years from time, we might be 10 million. We might be 20 million. But it's still a drop in the bucket. No, it's nothing in comparison with the numbers that we're dealing with. So yeah, no, there's no way that you can exhaust the resources for ZarFund to continue growing.
Thank you for it's an excellent response. I'm wondering, do you also have a vision about how this will impact the global economy?
It's a stretch. I would like to have a vehicle that can do that, and I would like it to be ZarFund simply for the sake of the members. I don't have such grand aspirations, but if I can put my heart on the table, then it would be for the members. If the members can, if the world can change to the benefit of the members through the program, then I've lived my life's mission to help as many people as possible in the time that we have on the planet. So yeah, it's a good one. I'd like that.
I'm sure the banks would love you when that happens. That's a really awesome.
Banks and the government.
Just to follow up on the potential with this, I mean, I just did the math earlier. You know, you can literally max out the compensation plan with this program and get 164, what is it, almost 165 Bitcoin, which is in US dollars, I think it's like $103,000 US every month, with literally only 4,096 people in your matrix. I mean, I don't know what other program out there will allow you to be making that much income with only 4,000 people on your team. I mean, you know, there's a lot of MLM and network marketing companies out there where you have to have hundreds of thousands of people in your team in order to make that kind of income. So, I mean, ZarFund is just, it's amazing. It's really amazing. I want to open this up now to some questions from the field. I want to thank our panelists for facilitating with the questions. But now, if there's anybody on the call today that has any questions, I know Mauro, you're on from France. So if you can unmute yourself and go ahead and ask the question that you have.
Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Yeah. No, as you can see, I'm a Filipino, so you know Filipinos are a hard sell, as you can say. If you offer them something, they'll just reject you on the spot. So at $17, it's not a lot of money. But when you say there's a program like this and like that, they'll just say, oh no, it's a scam. So it's not really a question, but can you make a statement that this will benefit us all and it is not a scam? I know you've answered it later, but can you make a statement that will actually get them to join? That's it.
Okay. All right. Now I'll be glad to. I want to start off with, I'm very focused on people taking responsibility. In the program, you have all the control in your hands, what you accomplish and what you make of the program. Nobody else can do that. You have the control. So it's totally up to you to see what you have in front of you. Yes, it's going to cost me less than $20 to get involved. Yes, it's going to cost me to find 2 people and help them to find 2 people to make this a success. That's the only focus you ever need to have. Now, yes, there's some logistics involved, etc. Now, if anybody thinks this is a scam, now let's look at the definition of a scam. That means you will get robbed of your money. Somebody is telling you a lie in order to rob you of your money. They're scamming you. They're telling you something different, and then making you believe something in order to get your money. All right. Now, let's just see. The program is very straightforward. You need less than $20 worth of Bitcoin. You need to find 2 people. You need to help those 2 people to find their 2 people. Where's the scam? I don't see a scam there. I only see the opportunity. Now, you can look at the potential. Hey, 164.28 Bitcoins a month, which equates to, in different fiat currencies, to quite a bit of money. And so if you start off by telling people, hey, you can make so much money, then you're preaching on being unethical. What you should focus on is say, that's the potential that you can reach. But your focus should be, hey, I need to pay a little bit less than $20 and find 2 people and help them to get their 2 people. Once that starts rolling, and they can see the income for themselves. So I recommend people don't focus on, wow, that's the complete potential. For some, that's important because they know they can attain that in the program. And I'm all for that. People need to, we are different stages in our lives when it comes to finances. For some people, $300 is a lot. That covers what they need a month. For some, $300 is the start. For some, complain, but why so low? Why such a low entry? I want something that's bigger. I want to make big money. I've got big plans. Why should I battle with something? But it scales. So they get in at the bottom like everybody else, and they grow it quickly to reach the levels that they after. So the program, there's not a scam involved here, because ZarFund, you make ZarFund what it is for you. You take responsibility. You say, listen, okay, I am capable to find 2 people, because that's the biggest issue. It's not necessarily the 18 whatever dollars that they're paying. It's mostly is the problem, where will I find people to join me? And the only reason you struggle with that is because you're not a marketer. But the same marketing skills that you try and convince someone that you're not a marketer, you're marketing your skills, your skillless existence, you're busy marketing. While if you turn that energy around and take that and tell others about the opportunity, you immediately are a marketer. But don't fool yourself. When you tell someone, I can't sell, I'm not a marketer, you're busy selling. So, no, this is not a scam. You need to understand this is an opportunity. Yes, you can find fault and you can look for the scam, and by all means, you will find it. If your focus is, you will always find what you focus on. Always. People convince themselves of the strangest things. Sorry, go ahead.
That's why I'm always preaching that the little guys can earn just like me.
Yes. No, you decide. You decide. Do I want to see this as an opportunity, or do I see it as a scam? And we're not there to convince someone. If they think this is a scam, I'm not trying to convince them otherwise. Because why? They're not interested. They already think it's a scam, so I'm not interested. I'm only looking at people that are looking for opportunities. And there's plenty of those around. Why would I try and waste my time, waste my energy on people that think it's a scam? I'm only interested in people that knows this is an opportunity that they can grab with both hands and just push it. And I help them. We've got a lot of leaders at some point in the program that said, listen, but there's this big guy in MLM, and he says this is a scam. And I was telling all his members about it. And I said, well, hey, put your focus on where it needs to be and recruit. Those will drown out. They fall, and later on they come and join. They beg for, I want to join your team. It happens all the time. It happens every time. I've never seen that not happen. It happens every time. You need to know human psychology a bit when you play around with these things. You need to understand that people are fickle. They're not set in principles. Anybody that jumps around from one program to the next without nothing happening or seriously along with the first one that they joined, they're fickle, they're not stable, they're not committed. And they fool themselves by, and this is now a little bit of personal view on this, but allow me to just give you that. So they don't see the value, and now there's a lot of people looking at them and say, but why is this guy now starting to promote something else? Is there something wrong with that program that they joined? And so they're causing a lot more damage to themselves in the long run than if they stick with something that they can see will do what they're looking for. You shouldn't stop with ZarFund unless you've reached 164 Bitcoins a month. The moment you stop before that, you haven't reached the potential of the program. And by the time you reach that, there will be another potential in ZarFund waiting. So, yeah, ZarFund is not a scam. It's not a Ponzi. Again, a Ponzi is to lie to people. Again, you have to have that element so that you can benefit from stealing their money in a way that they don't see. There's no way. Everything in ZarFund is very transparent. Nothing changes to the program or to the pay plan. So everything is like it is from the... we adjust it to make it better and to make it easier. But you still receive funds from ZarFund. Doesn't matter if you're the first person joining or you're number 10,000. ZarFund can look after you.
Awesome. So yeah, Mauro, bottom line, talk to more people, right? Talk to more people. And don't waste your time trying to convince people. One of my mentors, Les Brown, said, a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So focus on just people that want to do it. Okay. Any other questions that we have? We have a couple more minutes for a couple more questions. I know we have some folks from Australia. My good buddy Maddie, who got up. What time is it over there, Maddie? It's about what, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in Australia.
Yeah, it was 5 a.m. when the meeting kicked off. It's about 6 a.m. now. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah. So just wanted to ask a question. One of my team members put up their referral link and got a hit from a person in another country. Her question was, can people join from any country in the world? And because we are using Bitcoin, what restrictions are there in different countries in terms of buying Bitcoin? Because I know my brother in New Zealand, he wants to sign up. I tried to link him up with Coinbase, but Coinbase isn't acceptable in New Zealand. And my downline's member is in Nigeria, I think she said. So is ZarFund available to every country? And if so, what restrictions are there in terms of buying Bitcoins and throughout the world, I suppose?
Matthew, ZarFund is available all over the world. It doesn't matter where you are. Now, we obviously don't have any control over restrictions from countries or even areas in countries. But there are avenues that, like Coinbase might be closed, but Coinbase is not the only Bitcoin vendor out there. There are plenty of Bitcoin vendors. And for example, blockchain.info, I don't know if any restrictions of anybody having a blockchain.info account. Now, blockchain.info is simply just a wallet. You can't buy Bitcoins through that. You can't sell Bitcoins on blockchain.info. It's strictly a wallet. But and I know India, they've got a new wallet exchange that they have. So Indians can now buy and sell on that platform. And so it will be with most countries. Even if there's one door is closed, just look, there might be another door open to you. And then there's also the ZarFund community. When you get in touch with others, then you'll be able to exchange either via PayPal or other means. You should be able to get, you should be able to find somewhere or somehow that you can still partake in blockchain or in ZarFund and exchange your currency or your Bitcoin to currency, whatever you need to do. But it's difficult to try and keep a track of the whole world and how every country operates. When we do find information, I saw it, but then I give it to whatever relevant person that needs to adapt to the changes in their countries. But it's not an area that we have any control over, rather than just saying, listen, go with what's working. Once you find what's working for you, then tell others that might experience the same situation. Okay.
Hannes, just wanted to add to that, part of the value of being part of our team, the ZarFund Wealth Project team, is we're actually putting together a compilation as a resource guide of different wallets that are supported all over the world in different countries. So when you join our team, that's something that you have access to.
That's very good.
Are there any other questions out there? Maddie, Mauro, Sanatima, anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, just one other question, Hannes, just in regards to you referred earlier to buying back in underneath your downline, creating another position. What would happen if you say you jumped on board and you saw a superstar who was really making moves within ZarFund, but he's not in your downline, he's maybe in your another matrix altogether? Is there restrictions there for people jumping over to another downline, I suppose?
Matthew, the program is open for anybody to open multiple accounts. The only restriction is that people don't stack. And that is open another account for themselves. Under themselves. So, and the reason for that is we have people with different personal, I wouldn't, looking for the right word here. People want to reach different heights. They've got, you might find someone that they know they can do more in the program than just their 2 and 1 matrix. They can have multiple matrices because they might have access to about 60,000 odd people in their list, or whatever the case may be. Now, when I restrict, it's a vital thing that you're touching there, and I need to spend more time on that and thinking about it, and maybe put some restrictions in place, just so that people don't get harmed in the process when someone, for example, a big leader in your downline now starts focusing on another leg, because when focus splits, then that leg will suffer. It's just in the nature of things. We need to look at the realities of that. But yeah, currently there's nothing in place yet to stop that from happening. Again, it comes back to personal responsibility. When you hurt people in the program through your actions, it's your responsibility. You are creating a rift. And we very much, without putting too much control over it, we're very much into, hey, you need to spend time with your team members, upline as well as downline, to develop those relationships so that you always know, hey, and that guy knows, and your downline knows, hey, I shouldn't skip this guy. He didn't pay, but let me just get at the bottom of this. Why didn't he pay? Maybe he was not close to a computer the past 5 days or whatever the case may be. Or he's maybe in hospital and his wife doesn't know how to operate it. Or, so it's important that people start spending time in a program with each other. It's as much a community project as it is a Bitcoin educational project, as well as making money project. It's also a social project that people need to spend time with the upline as well as downline. It's not just an exchange of funds happening. But yeah, it's a good question and vital thing that I still need to get my head around on how to put some kind of restrictions in the program so that people don't abuse the program for their own gain, and thereby a lot of people get damaged through those actions.
Awesome. Okay, well, we have time for one more question. If anybody has one last question, I know we just passed the 1 hour mark, so we'll be wrapping this up shortly. Anybody have any last questions? No, doesn't look like it.
Thanks a lot, Hans, for taking the time out. No, just want to thank you for taking the time out to actually, come out and do this interview with us. We really appreciate your time, and we really appreciate your honesty for, all the questions that you've answered so far. So thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jeff. Suzanne?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's been really helpful, and it'll be really helpful to our members.
And we're just getting started, guys and girls. Hannes, any last message or last comment you want to share before we close this out?
Sure. Thank you, Nettie. Yeah, my goal with ZarFund is to help as many people as possible. And part of that is getting guys on board that has the same vision. And the more people we have and the more people we are that can help others, the quicker we can make a change in the world. And yeah, that's where Suzanne's comment comes in. If we can help enough people to help themselves through the program, then we can change the world. We can make the world a better place. And and that's the only reason why we have ZarFund, is we can help people. It's a tool, and if you can see the opportunity, you can get help and you can help others. So use the opportunity and use the tool to make your life and help others to make their lives better. Thank you for the time.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I want to say a very, very special thank you to Mr. Hannes Jordaan for taking the time to do this interview with us and for creating the program ZarFund. We're just getting started, folks. A lot of you that are watching this interview right now are still thinking about joining ZarFund. Guys, girls, you see the potential with this. Whatever your aspiration is, maybe you want to make 164 Bitcoin. That's great. Who doesn't want to? But I just want to take a serious note really quick to show you the impact that even 1 Bitcoin extra per month could have on you, okay? That's about $613, $630 US today. But did you know that in America, the average family could escape bankruptcy and divorce if they only had an extra $500 every month? So think about that for a second. What could one extra Bitcoin do for you and for your family? Like what Mr. Jordaan said earlier, some people $300 is plenty. But for some people, that's just getting started. So whatever your aspiration is, ZarFund offers you that opportunity, but you have to take advantage of it. Remember, you're the only one that can control your future. So do me a favor, everybody. Like this video, subscribe to the channel that you're watching right now, and get back with the person that introduced you to ZarFund, because we're here to help. Mr. Hannes Jordaan is very transparent. He's here to help. And this is going to be around for a really, really long time, folks. So thank you for joining this interview. Get back with the person that invited you.